Well, what can I say? We're already getting to the point that now max transcended units are just not going to be enough to even do it. Let alone the fact that they're even nerfing bombardment units. It's like, what the hell? Anyways, guys, what is going on? This is your boy the Smasher, and welcome back to another Bleach Brave Souls video. And as you guys already know, with the fact that Espada Week is going to be coming back, and the fact that we are going to be getting the new hard mode GQ being implemented with a new set of rules and a new set of assets, where it's basically to the point that it's pretty cancerous, where it's pretty much annoying, because like, hold on, let me just go ahead and get the Reddit post that is from Riddler to basically talk about it. So yeah, as you guys can actually see from what's been summarized in the data mine, so for starters, we're going to be getting stage hazards, so that is going to be very annoying, and apparently this is Espada Week. We will also have weakening pools, so literally the only unit that can bypass this is obviously going to be Apache, and everyone else, they're just easily going to get screwed around. Oh, there's also Rudack now that I think about it. And secondly, hold on, there's 80% weakening immunity to both the normal and the hard GQ, so that's going to be quite annoying. But look at this, bro. Look at this. The bosses are going to be doing a lot more damage to you, and they're also going to be even more tankier. So in other words, you're going to need to have a lot more damage in order to even being able to clear the quest. And it's like, oh my god, that is so annoying. So anyways, the topic of this video is to basically go ahead and talk about what we can actually expect for the upcoming new way to power up characters, and I'm going to be throwing out all my list of speculations that we could possibly expect. So without further ado, play my intro, please. Thank you very much.
お前の目に見えているか、この世のすべての虚無。トルメンタでメンテスで死ぬ知恵だ。ブリーチ Brave Souls.
So yeah, Bleach Brave Souls. Bleach Brave Souls as a whole has actually changed for when it comes to making your character stronger, because we went from just having regular 5-star characters to 6-star up at level 150, then up at level 200, then they introduced link slot levels, and then they introduced resurrections, which was a way to make the older characters great again. And then we now basically have ourselves Transcendence, which Transcendence is literally the most broken thing that has been added into the game, where it basically made PvP even more pay to play, and it made things very easier for PvE, where now if you just have a 1 out of 5 unit with level 10 SP, you can literally solo the living hell out of co-op, which is actually insane. Like, for example, this Ichigo right here. And now, very soon, we are going to be getting this new way to power up our characters, which I do think it's going to help make this upcoming hard guild quests even easier to be able to pull off. So I'm going to be listing out all my different speculations of what we should actually expect from it. So, yeah, the first thing that I actually have in mind is a way to actually increase the level cap for the accessories. Now, not all of them are going to be increased, but the point is, imagine having accessories up at level 100. Do you guys know what that would actually mean? It would literally mean that from level 50 to 100, it would literally mean that we would be able to increase the amount of statistics that we actually get from the accessories, let alone. For example, this one sword right here gives out 20% normal tech damage to Soul Reapers, Captains, and Squad Zero. Imagine that at level 100, and we actually can go up to 40%. The same thing can actually apply to Tension Ties, where they would actually be able to nuke even harder, even get up to 200%. The same thing can be actually said about the pills, the baits, everything else, except some accessories won't really get the treatment. Like, for example, the Zeta pills, it would really not make any sense that we would get 200% a chance to hit underground enemies. I just don't see that happening, but I do find it as a possible way to actually, well, make the characters even more powerful and aggressive as it already is. And honestly, that's just one of the ideas. I do think that it's definitely possible. A way to easily increase the level cap on accessories. Now, the next type of speculation that we could actually expect is link slot levels for the accessories. Now, it is going to be an even bigger grind to actually put into the game, where instead of getting link slot potions, you would need to literally get something else. But think of it actually working the same as it normally would if the level cap was actually increased for the accessories, where you would actually be able to get them to 100, and to not make the overall statistics you get from accessories even more broken, it would just be to the point that you would have to work on every single unit in order to even be able to benefit the extra stats that you'll be able to get from the overall accessories. Like, for example, the pill that I have equipped on Ichigo, it would be able to go up to 60% spiritual pressure, and then the badge almost the same, and then the pill pretty much the same. So in other words, it would be basically like as if it would work for character links, where you would need to grind pots and literally invest into your accessory links and pretty much be able to make the character even more OP than it already is. But honestly, these two ideas, I just don't find it to pretty much be implemented into the game, as it would be way too broken, and I do think that it would be way too beneficial for the overall BBS community. And knowing K-Lab, they would probably pull out some BS out of their asses and whatnot and literally make us, the player base, pretty much work for it. So going into the other speculations that I'm thinking, super link slot levels. Super link slot levels is something that I do see that could happen into the game, where, okay, so right now, in order to max link slot a character, you just need to get over 2,250 pots per attribute in order to even be able to 10-10-10 a character overall. And out of it, you will pretty much be able to inherit 20% of the character stats that are linked to the main character. Imagine with the super link slot levels, you would actually be able to increase the link slot levels up to level 20 and overall be able to get a 40% extra bonus for when it comes to actually inheriting the character's stats. And that is something I do feel like could actually happen, and I do think it is the most balanced out of the other two options that I have mentioned beforehand, and it'd just be easier to pretty much grind up to. Whereas Caleb would just need to pretty much, I don't know, give us some way to unlock the level cap for the link slot levels and then go up to 20-20-20 just like that. Maybe they'll make us use more Hogyokus or Hogyoku's wills, or they could introduce something completely new to us where we pretty much would actually need to grind. We don't know, but that is yet to be discovered since it still needs to be implemented, and I do feel like it is the best way to pretty much make our characters OP. Now, I do not expect them to increase the level cap to 300, nor am I expecting for characters to get the 7-star treatment, because of the simple fact that with the fact that we actually have resurrections in the game, which pretty much help improve the old characters like FBI, Kugo Ginjo, those kind of units, I just don't really see how they're gonna implement it, as it would just get in the way of being able to resurrect the character. So unless they find like some kind of loophole, whereas you can actually resurrect the character even at level 200, but then for the characters that come out, they won't even get the level 300 treatment. It's kind of a mess, if you guys know what I mean. So that is going to be quite annoying, in my personal opinion. So I do not see a 7-star treatment for this whatsoever, nor do I see the level cap being increased up to level 300. And then the next kind of way I do see our characters being stronger is if they implement something so scummy that it's just gonna make this game even more grindier and more pay-to-play heavy than it already is for when it comes to even talking about both guild quests and PvP in particular. And that is Super Transcendence. Now, forget the whole concept about making the accessories been stronger, because I do feel like that is just going to break the game as a whole, but also make it easier for the community to even work on. However, for when it comes to actually talking about Transcendence and it being buffed even more to the point that you make your units even more OP, just think of it as the same logic as the super link slots, where you can pretty much get the characters link slot levels to 20-20-20. Here we're actually talking about Transcendence. Now, this is both a good and a bad thing. It's going to be good for PvE as a whole because it'll make everything a lot more easier, whether it be encounter quests, PvE, epic raids, extreme co-op, you guys name it. You will pretty much be able to one-shot the bosses just fine, even with the use of just one strong attack, if that were to ever be implemented. But here's the problem when it comes to actually talking about this feature alone. It'll be a lot harder to invest for when it comes to talking about PvP and guild quests, because for guild quests as a whole, it is going to be a lot more easier to play with, but again, you would also need to invest double the amount of Transcendence scrolls, and you would also need to, well, have your units be like 5 out of 5 in order to get the full use out of this way of making your characters a lot stronger. And like I said before, instead of being the link slot levels at 20-20-20, think of these Transcendence slots where you could each get them up to level 20 each. You would need to use way more essence scrolls, you would need to use way more small, medium, and large scrolls in order to make the unit even more OP, and it would literally mean that the unit will pretty much get up to 1000 SP, 2000 focus, 1000 attack, 2000 stamina, and 600 defense. Literally, that would be very broken if they ever were to decide to touch upon Transcendence and literally increase the level cap for when it comes to actually transcending your characters. And the extra stat boost slot, honestly, I would just say keep it as is, because at the end of the day, it is RNG heavy, so I do feel like this should just be left untouched. Like, have it be, you get 500 SP, 500 attack, just leave it untouched. Literally, we do not need 4-star rarities of when it comes to actually rerolling for the extra stat boost slot that you desire. Or even 5-star rarities, because like, come on, that would be way too broken, and it would be very tough to pretty much, well, be able to keep up with the meta, and it'll be just broken. But that being said, whether they decide to actually give us a ways to transcend our characters even further, or literally increase the way the accessories work, or whatever Caleb plans to implement, whether it be 7 stars, or even increasing the level cap to 300, you know, just screw it. It'll be what it is. Like, we'll just have to work for it, and at the end of the day, it is going to make guild quests even easier, but you will need to grind a lot, and I mean literally a lot. And now I also want to actually rant about this, because if we're talking about getting Transcendence revamped as an overall, where you can actually get the units' stats to level 20, then we need to talk about the special move sources. Caleb as a whole failed to give us way more special move sources than needed throughout the course of 2020, where we only gotten 4 special move sources, not including the rainbow ones, which us pay-to-play / whales would actually get out of, and even then it was like, what, 1 that we even got? Because of the fact that you could only get 1 every 3 months, like, that's just how scummy it is. I'm sorry, but like, the fact that they only decided to give out a special move source throughout a co-op revamp quest, they only did it for the anniversary, then burned the witch, and then they even gave us one out for the New Year's event. It's like, come on, bruh. You guys can do a lot better than that, because I'm sorry, but a game where you need to actually get dupes to even make your character stronger for when it comes to specific game modes, and heck, I feel like whatever we get that requires to transcend our characters and make them way stronger, we just need to get this overall revamp of getting more move sources. Like, have it be that we at least get 1 move source a month, and for when it's anniversary time, just give us a rainbow move source. That's what I feel like they literally need to do for us, because come on, this is so stupid. Naruto Blazing, which is basically a dead game that is going to shut down within less than 2 weeks from now, literally did a better job of being able to work on a dupe system, whereas a month, you would actually be able to grind yourself up to 2 acquisition stones, which are basically the special move sources of the actual game, and in order to max out a character, you would need 7 copies of the actual character. 1 for literally, let alone being able to get the character, and you would need 6 other copies in order to be able to unlock all the abilities in order to make the character strong. Some characters had like 7 abilities, some had 6, some had 5. The point of that is literally the game did a way better job at being able to make our characters even stronger and be able to have a way to get dupes without having to summon for them. And heck, I would even argue to say that Blazing, for when it came to even summoning on that game, to even get the actual banner character multiple times, I would say it's almost as hard, if not harder, than BBS as an actual whole, because trust me, for when it comes to getting 5 out of 5 units, I have not been lucky at all, if I'm being honest. Like, the only time I have been really lucky were when it came to premium units, because of the fact that you can actually pull them from tickets, because I did manage to nab myself 5th Anniversary Ichigo 5 out of 5, Kenpachi 5 out of 5, Koga, and of course a lot of other anniversary units and a lot of good premium characters, but never for the Canfield Road and 1000 Year Blower characters, except for Yoruichi and Kisuke, which honestly is just really annoying because these are the ones that I did not want to get 5 out of 5, and overall it's inexcusable that these special move sources are so freaking limited to the point that I actually need to think about saving them up instead of using them on a unit. Like heck, I decided to waste my rainbow move source on Ichigo because of the fact that I got cucked in trying to get him. I had so many golden showers and it took me like over 3k orbs to even get 1 copy, and I decided to say, you know what, screw this, I'm using my rainbow move source on him. I'm going to be using him for guild quests, I'm going to be using him for extreme co-op and whatnot. He is my best Mind Soul Reaper killer, better than my Max Transcendent Batagon, and he's basically getting the job done, and I do not regret it. But point is, I don't even want to think about saving my actual move sources because of the fact that the move sources are way more rare than the actual limited characters, and it's very inexcusable because the main point of these actual pieces of is to basically be able to have an easier time to make your limited units 5 out of 5. It's literally inexcusable, and I want to see a change within this year of 2021 because I'm very sick of not being able to get my units 5 out of 5 without having to spend so many freaking orbs, because I actually had my share of summoning for limited units to try to get 5 out of 5, and sadly it never worked for me. But that's just my overall personal complaint that I gotta give to K-Lab. But anyways, that's literally what I'm expecting out of what they're gonna do. Honestly, I just hope that 2021 as a whole year, it's definitely gonna be for the better. I don't mind them bringing out more limited units, but at the very least, if you guys are gonna do that, just give us more move sources. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry if this was a long one, and of course I had to cut this video down into many bits and pieces because I actually tend to stutter a lot for when it comes to recording my videos. So yeah, if you guys like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description below. So yeah, this has been your boy the Death Smasher, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, boys.